This is Kingsbury, in northwest London. Locals say the area has changed dramatically over the last 5 years, following new post-Brexit visa routes that opened the door to migrants from South Asia. Many newcomers choose this area because they know they can survive here. As one resident puts it, walking through Kingsbury now feels like walking through a mini Mumbai. We've arranged to meet someone deeply involved in the local community, helping organize events and support networks. He has asked not to be identified, but he raises serious concerns about widespread visa abuse. Over the last 5 years, he says, a large number of people have arrived in the UK on visitor visas with one clear intention: to overstay and work cash in hand. He claims the system is being exploited further, with economic migrants paying strangers to pose as friends or relatives in order to secure visitor visas and enter Britain. He tells us he encounters people who've come this way almost daily. When asked if it's widespread, his answer is immediate: yes. According to him, people openly talk about others arriving tomorrow or the next day. When questioned about the risk of getting caught, he says many simply laugh. They believe Britain is a soft country, where enforcement is weak and detection is unlikely. And ultimately, he says, it's taxpayers who are footing the bill. The government itself doesn't know, with any real accuracy, how many people are currently in the country having overstayed their visas. No comprehensive data has been collected for 5.5 years. But by piecing together testimony from community leaders and immigration lawyers, a stark picture begins to emerge. At this moment, estimates suggest well over 200,000 people are overstaying in the UK. When asked how such figures are reached, immigration lawyers point to their daily work. Many say they encounter at least one overstayer every single day. For many legal professionals, overstayers now make up a large portion of their caseload. The Home Office, they argue, lacks accurate data, largely because the UK has no effective exit controls. One lawyer describes the situation as a shambles, saying the institution feels cracked at every level, constantly unstable and reactive. Many overstayers live in constant fear of the Home Office. Anai is one of them. She came to the UK from Nigeria on a 3-month visitor visa when her sister Esther was diagnosed with a brain tumour. 12 years later, Anai is still here, having overstayed her visa. Esther pleads for her sister to be allowed to remain. She says she depends on Anai for care following complications from brain surgery. Now living in Greater Manchester, Anai has applied 7 times to stay in the UK on compassionate grounds. Every application has been refused. Yet the Home Office knows she exists, requiring her to digitally sign in every month. Despite temporary immigration bail, she remains liable to detention. Each monthly sign-in brings fear and anxiety. She describes the experience as horrendous, saying she's heard stories of applications being left untouched for months. What has changed recently is her growing fear of the public mood. Increasing hostility toward immigration and its political consequences weigh heavily on her. When figures like Nigel Farage talk about sending hundreds of thousands of people back to their countries of birth, she says it fills her with worry. She wonders what will happen to people like her stuck in limbo. Disillusioned by the system, we visit a Nigerian community center where people regularly seek help to resolve their immigration status. Staff there say they see visa overstayers every day. Story after story confirms the scale of the problem. The atmosphere, they say, is tense. Some people come forward hoping for help. Others disappear underground, choosing invisibility over risk. From Manchester, we travel south into the hidden world of those living off the radar. We meet a man who arrived in the UK a few years ago on a student visa, which he later overstayed. He now has no legal status and survives on cash-in-hand work. Nervous about speaking, we agree to meet him after his labouring job. We call him Ramesh. We meet at a Gurdwara, a Sikh place of worship, where he comes to pray and receive food. Ramesh says he survives on handouts and stays with relatives. He arrived just over 2 years ago on a student visa, but claims it was cancelled after he stopped attending university following a serious accident. He insists he cannot return to India due to his political activism. Ramesh tells us he's currently working on a house extension for someone he knows, earning as little as $50 for 9 hours of labor, roughly $5.50 an hour. He says members of the local community help him find work cleaning houses and doing domestic jobs, all paid in cash. He admits he knows this is illegal, but says he has no other option to survive financially. In response, a Home Office spokesperson says the government will not tolerate abuse of the immigration system, and anyone breaking the rules is liable to enforcement action. They state that in the first year of the current government, 35,000 people with no right to be in the UK have been returned, with arrests and raids for illegal working reaching record levels. The government has now commissioned a report to assess the true scale of visa overstaying in Britain, another major challenge for a Home Office under pressure to regain control following a summer of unrest over migration.